Okay, in the previous step, we programmed the controller. In this step, we're going to mount and wire the CryptoPay swiper. So if you haven't already put the Lexan on the front of the auto cashier, do that now. Tom is showing the Lexan here. And then mount the CryptoPay swiper to the Lexan in the pre-drilled holes. Those 3 holes obviously will have to be drilled into your stainless as well. And the larger hole is for the 3 wires to come through. So put the Lexan on, mount the swiper. And of course do all this with the power off on the ACW. Okay, so the next part is to apply power to the CryptoPay swiper using the harness we provided. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here on this harness that Tom is showing. One side of this harness connects and plugs into the wall. You can see that there. So you'll need an outlet inside your auto cashier. And the other part of the harness is going to supply power to the CryptoPay swiper. There are 2 wires on the harness already marked 24 volt hot and 24 volt common. The yellow wire from the CryptoPay swiper goes to the 24 volt hot. Use the crimp we've provided and attach it to that wire. And the black wire on the CryptoPay swiper that Tom is grabbing here is going to connect to the other connector that's on that harness that says common. That provides you with 24 volts AC to the swiper. We have 2 more wires that have to hook up, and they're going to hook up on the edge connector that's on the controller. So remove the edge connector from the side of the controller. This is the edge connector opposite the buttons we use in the programming stage. Remove that connector and get to where you can see the different wires. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here for you on the connector. Okay, so what we're going to do is we've provided in the kit a special crimp that allows you to simply put it over top of the wire, as Tom is doing here. And then when you close it on the wire, it makes a connection on the wire. And so that's what we've done. Now the wire color that Tom has connected this to is the brown wire in the edge connector. And we have a brown wire on that harness we showed you earlier. Simply plug it in to the connector you've just put on the brown wire, as Tom has done here. That's a common connection for the CryptoPay swiper to have common wiring to the edge connector. Now the last wire we have to connect is over here on the CryptoPay swiper. It is this blue wire, and that's the signal output from the CryptoPay swiper to the Hamilton controller. Again, we have that fancy connector Tom is putting over the wire. When you push it, it contacts the wire. It's a nice way to splice into a wire without cutting it. You can see what he's done here. And he's putting that on the pink wire on the edge connector.
Okay.
Now we provided a crimp in our kit as well that you'll crimp onto the end of the blue wire. And you simply plug it in to that special crimp that's crimped onto that pink wire. Okay. So in summary, this step was about mounting the CryptoPay swiper and putting the Lexan on. I just want to provide a summary here. The CryptoPay swiper runs off of 24 volts AC. AC is provided from the transformer that plugs into an outlet. That transformer steps the voltage down to 24 volts AC. You connect the CryptoPay yellow and black wire to the connectors we provided. They're marked hot and common. And then you run the brown wire from that harness to the brown wire on the edge connector. And the blue CryptoPay swiper wire goes to the pink wire on the edge connector. This has provided power to the swiper and a signal output to the Hamilton controller. In our next step, we'll get this all fired up and do our final testing.